Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. For this video, I thought I would talk about buy and hold stocks. This comes from a viewer comment about 2 to 3 weeks ago. A new investor asking what are some good stocks that can be bought and essentially not managed. Essentially buy and hold stocks. That is, stocks that you buy and hold for long periods of time. And by long, I'm talking at least 1 year, but typically 5 to 10 years. These stocks are managed in a very passive way. They aren't really looked at, they're not bought and sold, they're simply bought and really forgotten about, put away in your portfolio. A lot of times these have great dividend yield, so you can rely on the dividend yield from year to year, and it's really not important if the stock is fluctuating in price. The stock market will go up and down, but for buy and hold stocks, you're really banking on the long term. The stock will trend up. So if the stock is trending down even for a number of years, it's really not a big concern. The big concern is that the stock has great growth over a long time period. And that can be really seen, for example, in AVI here. Over 5 years, you can see it's up 122.16%. But you can see from 2014 up until really 2016, the price really hasn't moved at all. Maybe a few percent. Was essentially outpaced by the overall S&P 500, but over the long term you can see it's about 122.16%. So in the short term the stock can essentially stagnate, but you're really banking on the long term, the stock being a very good pick. So sort of in that flavor, that is stocks that can be bought and held for the long term. I thought I would talk about my pharmaceutical stocks. My pharmaceutical stocks are essentially investments that I have employed in a passive strategy, a buy and hold strategy. And I've been putting quite a bit of money into my portfolio in my pharmaceutical stocks. These are stocks that I have not been doing any day or swing trading, because what I really want to happen is I want to get the preferred dividends as well as the capital gains benefits of holding the stock for over a year. So then when I do sell the stock, I have a much more favorable tax rate. Ford, another stock that I have a very large proportion of my portfolio in, I do a lot of day and swing trading with that stock, so I'm never going to have that stock be qualified for preferred dividends or the preferred capital gains rates. It's essentially a stock that I'm playing around with, having a little bit of fun with. It's a great long-term play as well, but it is a stock that I have been actively managing. These stocks here, the 3 pharmaceutical stocks I'll talk about, are simply buy and hold stocks. I'm continuing to contribute to these stocks. I'm not selling these stocks, and I really see myself holding these stocks for years to come, and I can definitely see myself holding these for 15 to 20 years if they continue to trend in the direction they are trending. So having said all of that, let's jump into my 3 stocks here. The first one here, AVI Incorporated. It is an offshoot of Abbott Laboratories. You can see over the last 5 years, up 122.16%. So it's got great long-term growth here. Over the last day here, it's been trending down a bit. Over the last 3 months, up 4.83%. Over the last year, 17.1%. So a very, very nice uptick here. And a lot of that's happened over the last few months here. Another key point about these stocks as well, buy and hold stocks. You really want to look for stocks that have a good dividend, good growth potential as well, a safe dividend, that are valued in a very reasonable fashion, looking at the PE ratios, and PE ratios compared against their peers in their market segments, as well as looking at companies that have strong cash flows, have a relatively low payout ratio as well. You don't want to invest in a company that's paying out over 100% of its dividend or its earnings and dividends. Obviously, that is not sustainable. But you also don't want to have a company paying 70 to 80% of its earnings in dividends. That's just not sustainable either on a long-term basis. I put out a video looking at good dividend companies about a month ago. Take a look at that video. But those are really the things you want to look at. Low payout ratio, strong cash flow. It's got a clean balance sheet. It's got great growth potential in its dividend. It's got a safe dividend. And typically a safe dividend is from a blue chip company, a large cap company that has a strong record of giving dividends. Looking at the dividend aristocrats, for example, companies that have paid dividends over a long period of time. So AVI is one of those companies. Again, it's a newer company, so it doesn't necessarily fall into the dividend aristocrat class, but you can see it's got a reasonable PE ratio. It's got a great dividend yield. Over the last 5 years, it's been trending up very nicely here, and you can see on the middle there, dividend growth healthcare stocks show technical strength. So these are very good buy and hold stocks. You can see I have quite a large holding there, $2,000 in some, 31 shares. So this is a stock I'm going to be holding for the long term. Second stock is Eli Lilly and Company. I just talked about this stock in a video a day or so ago. It's one of my better performing stocks there, 28.11% in the green. It's also got a great dividend yield there, 2.774%. This one does have a little bit higher PE ratio, but it still has a very strong cash flow. It's got a great balance sheet. It's got a relatively low payout ratio compared to its earnings, and it's got great growth potential and a very safe dividend. So this is another stock that is going to be employed in a buy and hold strategy. You can see there I have about $430 worth of equity in this particular company. And the last stock here is one of the first stocks that I bought on Robinhood, Pfizer. Again, it has all the characteristics that you would like to have in a buy and hold stock. It's got a great cash flow, low payout ratio. It's got a great dividend there, as you can see, 3.697, essentially 3.7%, which is safe and has been given on a long-term basis. The PE ratio is still okay there at 29.468%. With regards to the other stocks in its market class, its peers, it's got a great market cap there, $207.84 billion. And this stock has also performed well over the last 5 years or so, 86.31%. And yes, it probably hasn't performed as well as the overall S&P 500, but this, again, is a great stock that over a 20 years time span would probably beat the overall average of the S&P 500, thinking optimistically anyway, because of that great dividend yield on the bottom here, 3.695%, and this is one of the leaders in the pharmaceutical class of stocks. So those are the three buy and hold stocks that I currently have in my pharmaceuticals: Pfizer here, LLY, Eli Lilly and Company, and ABBV, AbbVie Incorporated. Again, stocks that I've been employing in a passive investment strategy, a buy and hold strategy, buying these and then contributing on a regular basis to dollar cost average these stocks. So those are some buy and hold stocks here. Kind of with that, I'll end the video. As always, if you enjoy my videos, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Again, if you guys have any good video ideas, let me know. Any questions, let me know as well. Trying to put out videos based on your guys' suggestions, so keep them coming. I definitely appreciate that. And yeah, kind of with that, I'll end the video, and we'll see you guys next time.